better. I like these cars. They're quite fast, but the handling's quite loose. So I apologise for the awful frame rate in this video. Normally it's sort of manageable. Well, actually previously it was completely unmanageable, but I'm also running Game Booster in the background, which improves my performance a little bit. It's gradually got worse, but now it's sort of... it drops occasionally, but more often than not it's manageable for recording. So let's park that there and get into this. No, not hotwire. Drop car and then hotwire. Let's see how much we can get for this. Because the way the drop car system works now is previously sort of a higher value car would get you more money, so people would drop things like Sultans, for example, and for a time they would get the most. But this new system is based on size and weight rather than, you know, sort of monetary value. So the more sort of metal that you can get from the car, the more you'll get paid for it at the crane. Well, we call it the crane, there's not actually a crane there anymore, it's just a sort of garage that you park up in front of. And then you do that. Thinking, oh, I'm going to need a phone, so I'm going to have to start spending money before I start really making money. But I'm going to be dropping these sort of cars a lot. So to start with, this series might be quite boring. But it should be okay. At least I hope it's okay. There's a 24/7 creek that I think has stock of phones. I need to buy a phone, otherwise I'm going to be a taxi driver. So I also probably want to get some protection if anyone tries to sort of carjack me when I'm a taxi driver. So I might need to get like a shotgun or something. I could just buy a Colt, but I don't think that's going to really intimidate anyone. So instead I'll go with something that's got a bit more firepower. So I might go with a shotgun, which is illegal, but 440, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. Yeah, so I'll probably get a shotgun and store that in the boot, because carrying it around is illegal. And the server now has a server-side holster mod, rather than the one that everyone previously used, which was a Clio script, I believe. No, it wasn't a Clio script, it was just a, actually I don't know what it was. But everyone just sort of used a mod previously, but now the server actually has that, so now the police and everyone else can sort of see you if you're carrying sort of like the big guns. The smaller ones like pistols that are sort of legal, you can sort of, they don't show up, but things like assault rifles and shotguns and snipers and stuff, everyone can see those. So if you're carrying one of those around, then the cops can just come over and say, hey, that shotgun's illegal, I'm arresting you. Which we don't want. So I'll store that in the trunk. And if someone tries some funny business when I'm a taxi driver, then I can pull that out and be, oh hell no. See, this is the Premier here. Oh, and the engine's running, excellent. This is what we will be driving eventually. It's quite fast. It's quite sturdy. It handles quite well. And it's the base car for the standard police and taxi vehicles from the normal game. Also, the frame rate is going to drop significantly here because there's so many people and so many cars. So we're going to try and avoid spending as much time in Creek as is humanly possible. Because like the mall in 1.0, it's sort of the main hub of activity. So you want to sort of try and avoid it if you can. B deposit, if I could spell, that might help. 439, just so I've got that $1 so I can use the sprunk machines to regenerate health as and when I need to. 989 frames per second. So let's hop back in the Premiere and leave the area as soon as possible. Having just done that though, I have realised that there is a bank there and a 24/7, and I need a phone. I was trying to steer and drive off, but I had my hand on the handbrake and I completely forgot that, and I couldn't work out why I couldn't go anywhere. Doi. Normally my frame rate around here is sort of manageable. It's not perfect and it does drop. Because I'm recording, it's dropped more than usual. Really? Still get a lot of people driving on the wrong side of the road here as well. So I think it might be a good idea to sort of... I need to go to the bank first, don't I? Just quickly run to the bank. I say quickly, I mean I'm going to stare at the floor to improve frame rate. Much better. If I need to get somewhere quickly, I might do that a lot. So, let's go to the bank. 10,339, be withdraw, sort of 550. I also don't like carrying any sort of significant amount of money on me, because if people come over and start trying to rob you, then they can see how much money you've got, and then they can ask for like all of it or some of it. So if people do try and rob me, I like to have as little on me as possible so I don't incur much loss. Force of habit, going to the sprunk machine, buy a phone. Phone 500. I now have a phone, 18738. You've purchased a cell phone, your number is 17838. You can use your new phone to call people, send text messages, and even place advertisements. You can also save up to 20 contacts and see your last 5 texts and calls. Call, SMS, and /phone. Okay, so now we have a phone. I've got $51. How much is a gas can? Because I'm going to need one of those eventually. 100. Okay, let's go back to the bank again, I think. Stare at the floor. Always at the floor. Work out where you're going first and then stare at the floor. Apologies if I have to keep staring at the floor quite a lot while I'm in sort of highly populated areas, but you know, without it my frame rate will suck. So let's go to sort of be withdraw 50. Typo. Yes, I missed the I. B withdraw 50. There we go. Now I've got $100 and can... This guy gets out of my way. Is he talking to me? Okay. Stare at the floor. Always at the floor. Sort of raise it up a bit so I can see where I'm going. Ah, he stole my premiere. Okay. It's not really my premiere, but you know. Go back into the 24/7. Go up to the counter. Buy sort of gas can 100. You've purchased a gas can. This is used to refill vehicles which are out of fuel with no gas stations in sight. Refill gas can must be near a gas station fuel point, or refill must be in the driver's seat of a car. Okay, so I'm carrying that on me now. That's the only one of those I can buy, so that's already taken care of. That will go in the boot of my Premier when I buy one. If I can get a second-hand one, that might help, actually. I have to place an advert on the forums or something. See if anyone's selling a... Okay, that didn't get very far. Now it's out of fuel, so it's of no use to me. So, how long until I can drop a car again? 8 minutes, or 18 minutes until next paycheck. How many hours do I have now? 0. Okay. So this will be my first paycheck then. Do I want to buy a BMX or a mountain bike? They're 2,000 and they don't run out of fuel, and they're slightly faster than running. I'm not sure if I want one. I think I might leave it for now. If I feel the need, then I can always buy one later. Or I can just put all my money towards my Premier, which I think is the better idea, because then I can start making money from being a taxi driver, which may also be quite boring to watch, but that's what I'm doing. That was the plan, and I shall be sticking to it. Why does that happen? I get better performance when I look backwards. That's really odd. Maybe it's because it's already loaded what's behind me and it still has to load what's in front. I don't know. But, normally my frame rate isn't this bad when I'm playing this. Because I'm recording, it sort of drops. So, where's the sun? 1914, okay. I'm not sure if it's still going to be out, because it sort of goes away at this sort of time in the sun script mod that I have, because SAMP removes the sun to reduce lag, or something I read somewhere. So I downloaded a lens flare mod, which has probably been visible at some point, and I decided, well, I didn't decide, but I needed to find a sun script as well to put the sun back in, which looks very pretty. But it sort of disappears at sort of around this sort of time. Might just be hidden by a building, but I think it's actually just gone in entirely.